personal healing event for patrons for December 2021. I was going to say 2022, but I didn't. Not yet. Not quite yet. So I trust you're well. Oh, let's unhook my scissors. I didn't realise they were going to be in shot. Let's just actually turn the camera a wee bit that way. So welcome. This is the personal healing event for December. So these happen once a month, towards the end of the month. And this month we have 5 patrons on the healing list. So I have those of you on it here, little names on pieces of paper in my little bowl here. So I'll be pulling your names out in a moment. So what I'll be doing with each person is I'm going to pull your name out, grab a card for you, and then tune in and see what's loudest in your vibration, and then I'll pull a card to finish up. So it'll be 5 to 10 minutes focus on each person. If you're waiting for your name to be pulled or you're not on the healing list today, then I still trust that you've been led here for a reason. So take on board or pay really close attention or observe. Be really aware of the things that speak to you, like I'm speaking to you personally. Yeah, I've been doing these types of things for a while now, and it's quite uncanny how various things resonate with people just because they happen to be here. So trust that you're here for a reason. And yeah, so as I tune into each person, I tune in, which is a bit hard to explain, but I imagine that I am that person, which sounds a bit weird, but it works for me. And because I know my body and my energy configuration really well, I know what is not my energy. So what's not my usual way of feeling or being in myself. So then I am very sensitive to those new feelings that I have as I tune in or almost become that person that I'm tuning into. So then what's loudest in that person, or in yours if I'm connecting with you, in your energy, will be what gets my attention first. So the loudest things will sort of come to the forefront, and I then talk or interpret those feelings and energies and visuals that I'm getting, and then let it sort of roll into wherever it wants to go. I don't have any plans. I have 0 plans. I have no idea what we're going to be doing at this point. And in fact, with each connection, I have no idea either. So I just tune in and I trust. So I trust what's loudest. I trust what I'm feeling. And then I have to interpret that the best way I can. So I can't not say something, because then that just keeps that energy hovering. So even if it's something that needs to take me elsewhere, I need to talk about what I'm feeling to get the energy moving. So it's a bit like how I talk about emotions want to be in motion. The energy wants to be in motion too. So I need to express or validate or acknowledge that energy to let it move to the next thing. Good morning, Zach. I trust that you're well. So I just trust in that flow and move with it and see where it goes. And I trust that it's right for the person that I'm connecting with. So hopefully it is. I think that's all probably I need to say, except as always, please take on board what feels right, what resonates, and what fits into whatever's going on for you at the time easily, and let the rest go. So that's whether you're the person I'm connecting with, or if you're just connecting and you're here because you happen to be here, you've got a bit of time. So I trust that, keep your ears and your heart really open to hearing what you need to hear. So let's get started. We have 5 people on the list today. Thank you so much to all of you for your support. And hi, Curtie. Lovely to see you. So the first person I'm connecting with today is Carol White. So Carol, please take a nice big breath, and I'll pull a healing energy card for you, and we'll see what's loudest in your vibration. Okay, so the first thing, sometimes when I say the person's name and I start shuffling, the energy comes through pretty quickly. Other times it's a little bit more patient. But what I'm feeling already is energy moving at the back of the heart, so across the shoulder blades, where it's feeling a bit tight, but also a bit stretched. So you know when sometimes things are stretched and they get really tight, that's how it feels in between the shoulder blades, across the back of the heart. So before I get into that, let's just grab a card here, Carol, which is this. Card 45, the journey, and it's in the action category. Down here it says journey forward, life's path, keep moving, the unknown, trust in the steps you're taking, don't give up. Hello, Korkor, welcome. Take action and walk your path. So this is your journey towards the unknown doorway that's before you, and there is this feeling that you can sense this doorway. It is there, it is coming, it is before you. But how it looks or what its shape is, where it's taking you, still feels fairly unknown. But the thing is that this path that leads you to that doorway, it's lined with your loved ones in spirit and your spiritual team, and also other supporters in the physical, and also your power animals that are cheering you on as you walk this path into this unknown doorway. So as I talk about this energy at the back of your heart is continuing to get my attention. So it feels very stretched out, and it feels like burdens that you're carrying over the back of your heart, over your shoulder blades. It feels like I've really been stretched to the limit. So there's this stretched out feeling that feels very tight and almost like the elastic's going to break any moment, that sort of feeling. So it feels that there's something probably that you're going through in your life that feels like it's almost at breaking point, where you're really being stretched thin and things are feeling very tight energetically for you, especially at the back of your heart. So what I actually want to do is, I feel like I grab a pair of scissors and just chop this quite wide elastic that's really stretched to capacity. We just cut it so it doesn't reach breaking point. We allow this to happen, which I feel is going to happen anyway. So imagine I've got this big pair of scissors and I just snip this elastic that's really stretched out from the middle of your back, so over the back of your heart, and allow that elastic then to just kind of spring away and then dangle. So these two dangly bits of elastic, they feel very grey white, so sort of off-white, and they're just now hanging down like tassels from each shoulder blade, so one shoulder blade and the other, and they're just hanging there. Now they feel like sort of gooey chewing gum sort of hanging down as well. So I just pick off that one on the right, pick off the one on the left, and drop them down to the earth, where they just return back to love. And already there is this lighter, more open feeling at the back of the heart. It doesn't feel so tight and stretched and pulled at, and really stretched thin and almost at breaking point. So this feels like it's feels quite normal, I guess we could say, through here now, and quite rounded. So instead of pulled this way, it's feeling quite rounded and full and whole. Whole as in WHOLE, around your back here. So this feels like the portal that you're moving towards, that's taking you to the unknown. So it's sitting here at the back of your heart, but it's white. It's this white circular portal that is pulling you into yourself, and almost feel, turn in a circle and walk back into your heart. Almost like a part of you just stays in position, and you leave your body and walk around on the left and into this portal at the back of your heart. And it's like tucking into a hole and tucking into yourself and moving back into your body. So it feels like a part of yourself is probably a bit, or has been feeling a bit out of body, or a bit out of yourself, a bit ungrounded, especially a part of you that wants to move forward, that wants to move to wherever it is that you're going. So that part of you that sort of disconnected or moved ahead a little bit from your body has rotated around and has slipped back into your body now, bringing you back into this present moment and back into the fullest capacity that your body can take of yourself, meaning you're feeling united with yourself again. So this brings a full feeling in the torso. It feels full in here of energy. And the energy that's been shifting in the back of the heart is moving now into the front, where instead of being this flat disc of like a portal that's white here at the back of your heart, it's moved forward to this big white sphere that takes up the whole capacity of your heart in the center, and then radiating out to the front and radiating out to the back. So this full white sphere in your heart, very, very large actually, is sitting here. It almost feels like a crystal ball that's sitting here in your heart. And it sees ahead, it sees back, and it's also trying to help you stay present, connected to this present moment, so you're not too far thinking ahead or too far thinking back and then disconnecting or imbalancing your body and your energy and where your attention is. So there's a feeling of returning back to now, returning back to your body, so that you can continue to move forward in the fullness of who you are, instead of your body being here and then part of you just wanting to leap ahead out of your body. And it might sound a bit weird, but it does happen like that sometimes, especially if we're not really happy where we are in life now, or if we're moving towards something that we're really excited about. Hello, Felicity. If we're moving towards something that we're really excited about, it can also sort of disconnect us from our body. So bringing all parts of you back into your body, collecting and drawing back in, so that you can be fully in yourself, fully energized to be able to move forward. I trust that helps you, Carol. Thank you so much. Let's see which card wants to tie this up for you. And the best card to do that is this here. Card 4, Ancestral Inspiration. This is an action card as well. And it says, healing through the bloodline and the family. Embrace what you can of the past and let the rest go. Changes in the family. And you are your own person. So there's something very ancient in the feeling of this card, especially likely connected with the bloodline, your family, your ancestry, that you're carrying through as you have become more full and united with yourself, carrying you through to that unknown doorway that's before you now. So being inspired by your past to be able to move forward. So thanks, Carol, and thanks for your support. I trust this resonates with you. Namaste. Okay, let's see who's next. Next is this person. Oops, I dropped someone. Come here. We'll put you back in the pot. And this person's next. It's Carlee Chirichiello. Carlee, take a nice big breath and let's grab a card for you. Okay, I'm dropping lots of things right now, but so I take it the cards need a reshuffle. Okay, Carlee, the best card for you as we start this connection. Oops. Is this here. It's this card, System Purging, card 58. It's also in the action category. Down here it says, clear the toxic clutter, tune up, wash off, remove the build-up of toxicity and negativity, stop and purge your inner and outer system to keep moving forward. So this is a big purging. It's a tune-up, it's a clearing of toxicity, negativity, and stuff that's been accumulating in your body and also in your outer life. So in your environment, perhaps, could be included there. So Carlee, take a nice big breath. And the first thing I'm being drawn to is your Sakura Chakra. Oh, Carlee, yay! Fantastic. Okay, so I'm being drawn down to your Sakura Chakra down here, just below your navel. So sort of where your womb is, but it feels like the area in between your hips. So where your hips are, that area in between is really getting my attention. So your Sakura Chakra is your center for emotional, sexual, and creative energy. It feels heavy. It feels like if it was, say, a piece of fabric that was moving across like this, it feels like there's a ball sitting on it that's pushing that fabric down. So it feels a little heavy in the downwards direction, pulling down. And like something is sitting in here, something probably private, something hidden, it feels, something tucked away. It's like a bottled up emotion, most likely. And it's sitting here bright red. So it's talking most likely about your physical life, your physical body, stuff happening in the physical. So connecting with your survival as well, your health, your finances, things happening in the physical, very physical sense, but that's affecting you emotionally, and it's weighing down in this area, and sort of that stretchy feeling, feels like a rubber band that's sort of also stretching down, so things feel heavy in here in between your hips. Your hips are holding this energy in place, so it's like if it was a rubber band, they're tied at the hip, it's tied at the hips. If it was a fabric, which feels like it could be a stretchy fabric, it's also tied at your hips. So your hips are about movement in your life, and it feels like there is something like a physical burden or a physical weight that you carry energetically that is maybe restricting your movement in life and your ability to take action, to make your move, to move forward in leaps and bounds as well. It feels a bit restricted through here in regards to your movement and your ability to take good action in your life or make good movement, meaning change or improvement and this sort of thing. So what I feel like I want to do, first of all, let's grab this ball, so this big bright red ball. It's like a basketball or a softball, or a baseball that's sitting quite heavily in the hammock of your sacral chakra. So I just pull that ball off because it's not stuck there, it's just sitting there. Pull that ball off and out with my right hand and drop it down to the earth where it returns back to love. And this is feeling lighter through here, like less stretched down, like if someone was standing on a trampoline and it's taking that weight, it's now like the trampoline has no one on it. So it's come back to its normal self or its normal state. And then around your hips it feels like tied up, like a hammock tied up to two trees that are your hips. So just untying this hammock here on the right, which actually feels a little tender in here on the right side. So your right hip's about moving forward into the unknown, into the future, into wherever it is that you're going. Now your left hip doesn't feel quite as tender. It feels perhaps a little more numb in its energy. And the left hip is usually about moving us out of the past. So probably the biggest obstacle is the moving forward feeling here, just what I'm feeling here from the hips very subtly. So untying this sort of hammock here at your left hip and pulling this cloth, this hammock out through your left hip, pulling it all the way out like we're pulling out a handkerchief out of a pocket, and pulling it out where we just drop it to the earth and it returns back to love. Okay, so now we have space in here in your sacral chakra. Room to move, room to stretch, room to grow, room to let be. In fact, you're emotionally and energetically, the energy is really settling down and finding a calm place. There's something moving up through the upper part of the spine now, from the sacral chakra up through to the throat, like there's a stick or something that's wedged in here, and it feels a bit gaggy in the throat now. So let's get rid of this as well. Let's get rid of this. So what does it feel like first? It feels heavy, it feels choking, it feels gaggy. It feels like it's plugged into that energy that I just talked about in the sacral chakra. And now we've removed that, this stick of energy is being revealed. So I feel like we need to pull it out from the throat, like we're pulling out a sword or a stick of wood. It feels like a stick of wood. It's got splinters, splintery sharp bits everywhere. So pulling it out, so let's pull this out. So pulling that out and dropping it down to the earth where it returns back to love. and now just running some energy through here because it feels like splinters have been left in. So I feel this very bright pink energy, like magenta pink, moving down through your throat and down through your spine where we pulled that stick out, and it's moving in, and it feels to me like dissolving all the little bits of splinter and fragments of wood that have been left behind on the inside, those little sharp bits that just twing and twang every now and then, you know, they twist and turn every now and then and stab in or bring a bit of pain up. So just dissolving that energy now and letting that magenta energy run now through your sacral chakra, through your womb and out through the base of your spine. So now this energy is dissolving but also flushing, especially from the throat down, and letting all that pour out your tailbone, all those old splinters and all that old energy as this is really deeply being purged. So the energy is moving very quickly, like we turned on a fire hose, moving very quickly, very much washing out through this area in this pink. And as this pink, magenta pink, sort of moves on and starts being watered down, becomes very light pink and now very clear, and that shows that that flushing is done. So moving that energy out now, that energy sort of turned off, and feeling this sort of fresh energy that's really deeply been clearing out through your spine. Okay, so we'll pop this card back. I'm going to grab another card to finish this up for you, Carlee. So let's see what it needs to be. Okay. Oops. Okay, cards are just flying out left, right and centre. All right, so the best card to finish this off for you, Carlee, is this. Here. Ah, yes. Clearing Vision. Clearing Vision, card 69. It's in neutral category. And down here it says, open to your soul's vision. Clarity. Wake up. Clouds parting. Gather information. See who you really are and who you want to be. Manifest your dreams. But I love this clearing energy, clearing vision. So with this energy purged and cleared out, and as that sort of continues to do its thing over the next couple of days, there's a clearing vision, like the clouds are parting, which we could say is bringing clarity to you, clarity in regards to who you are, what you want, what you need to do next, but probably especially to do with your path. You know, where are you moving to? Now your hips have been freed. You know, what can you step out into just a little bit at a time perhaps? Or what big changes can you make? What improvements are being called to be a part of your life? So there's clarity coming with things like this, is the feeling. So thanks, Carlee. I trust this resonates, and thanks so much for your support. Namaste. Okay, let's see who is next. If you would love to be on the list for next month, please have a look at my Temple of Balance Patreon webpage, which you can find in the video description. And this is the $50 level or higher. Will give you access to this healing event, plus all of the prior resources too. So our healing list event, a little message that I send out, an artwork, Pillar of Light membership, and meditation, and all the things that are involved with things like that. So check it out if you're interested. We usually do it at the end of each month. So Amanda Sanders, you're next. You're so next. Okay, Bugs Bunny is going in my ears. The Barber of Seville, I think it is. Okay, Amanda, nice big breath. And the best healing energy card for you, Amanda, is this here. It's Stillness, card 26. It's also in the neutral category. Down here it says self-healing, inner peace, silence and meditation, self-discipline and self-control, prayer, throat chakra, observation, truth, and be at peace. Be at peace. So there's something very peaceful about this energy. So let's tune in, Amanda, and see what's going on for you. Okay, so I'm being drawn to a triangular energy that's come in down, so from just above your crown down over your head, over your shoulders, and continuing down to the ground. So it's like you're standing under a triangle or under a pyramid, but it feels very triangular at this stage, like quite two-dimensional, triangular. There's energy moving up here in your head. So in your mind energy, I call this area around the aura here, around the head, I call that our mind energy, and it feels very active with stuff, shifting and moving and twisting and turning like little worms sort of, not swimming, but okay, little worm-like things swimming around, moving around everywhere, coiling up into this tight little ball. So things feel very active mentally up here, and things feel quite tight, active. I don't know, there's not really any other word that I can use to describe it right now. There's stuff, it feels a bit foreign, the energy that's happening here. These worms and these things, creatures moving around up here feel foreign, so it feels unrelated. I don't know if that's quite the right word. Unrelated or not directly connected to you and your life and your situation and your current stuff that you're dealing with. So it feels foreign. It feels, in truth, unrelated, not really connected to you personally. So it feels like other things, external things that have been potentially pulling your energy down, but especially mentally. So this triangular energy is bringing highlight to your mind energy for now. And I feel like there are things that need to be pulled out of here, these wiggly energies, tightly coiled, long and thin, swimming around. You know, it's quite creepy. It feels quite creepy. You know, spiders sort of in your hair, this sort of thing. So let's clear this out. So what I want to do is I want to go brush like this and brush all the critters out from your mind, drop them down your back and down to the earth where they can just return back to love. And when they're off out of this environment, they kind of die, let's say, because this is the environment that they live in. So as they drop to the earth, it's like they die, and that's just soaked up into the earth to return back to love. And we'll do another sweep through here. So sweeping now down from your third eye, because it feels like this heaviness or this activity up here is affecting your ability to trust in your intuition. So let's do another sweep through, just go now sweeping out any other critters or energy that we missed on the first time, flicking that out and away. That's weird. Okay, something just literally dropped to the ground. I don't think one of my hair clips, no. That's so weird. Okay, we're going to do it a third time, but we're going to come down here to the chin. So also any energies you got here, and there's energy tickling and moving around your ears. So let's do another sweep through, including your ears, your face, your third eye, and brush the energy down, flick it down to the earth where it returns back to love. And now we've got one last sweep through, which connects with the throat. So digging in here at the throat, like we're digging into sand, and sweeping through, including the ears, rotating from the ears down and flicking that energy. So the bigger things left the first time than the least. So it's like filtering, you know, like if we're putting something through a sieve, like if we're sieving clay, for example, you sieve through a wider mesh sieve first. So get the bigger things out first. So that's what it feels like. We move the bigger things out, like sieving out, and then we move to a finer mesh and sieved out a little bit finer, then finer, and then finer. So on that fourth turn around, your ears are feeling really hot and red, like fiery right now. So there's been something probably shifting here that has been covering or tainting what you've been noticing, what you've been hearing, what you've been observing, and also affecting potentially your balance. So there's a lot of energy moving through your ears, which is really, really weird, really. So just letting that clear out. And now this triangle turns into a pyramid. So it becomes more three-dimensional, or we could say multi-dimensional. The base of the pyramid that sits around you in a big square shape on the ground is very grounding. So this is anchoring you now into the ground. It's especially from your middle back, so the back of your solar plexus chakra, from your middle back down is getting really heavy, but not in a bad way. It's like being magnetized to the earth. So really settling you down into your body, into the present moment, and grounding you here, creating a stability, a solidness to your energy. And the upper part, so from just above your navel up, feels like it's lightening. So this is, the lower part is pulling down, like magnetized down, like tree roots growing into the earth. And the upper part from your solar plexus up is lifting up and pulling up. So there is this kind of elongating, uplifting feeling that's pulling up on the vertical, like if you're a tree, the tree branches growing up here. So this is being pulled up, the lower part's being pulled down, and you've been really stretched up. And really, this is about your connections to spirit, your connections to the earth, your connections with your body, your connections to whatever is important to you in your life at this time. So really stretching and reconnecting you, to plugging you back in, we could say, to above and below. So this feels really nice. So I'm going to hold that space, and we'll grab a card here, Amanda, and see what that wants to add. Okay, so mentally, yeah, that energy up in the mind was much clearer, much more open, like a clear blue sky, rather than being full of critters. Okay, the best card here to add to tie this up for you, Amanda, is this card here. It's this, card 103. The runway is clear. Again in the neutral category. So this is center. It contains all the categories, which is depth, rise, rest, action. So this is center. It says the way is clear. And I want to add there, don't worry. The way ahead is clear. So that heavy energy, that crittery energy that I talked about at the beginning, that is likely translating in your life to worry, stress, fear of the unknown, fear of moving forward. So I want to add here that the way is clear, which is what the card says. The way is clear. So it feels like there's nothing to worry about. So, you know, to let your worries go so that you can focus on the clearness and the clarity of your path ahead being clear. All that needs to be done is done. There's nothing to worry about there. It says a new arrival. Everything is on track. Manifestation, walk ahead, celebrate, and a job well done. So everything is cleared, everything is prepared, everything is just how it needs to be as you prepare to step through the doorway into the unknown or into the new new beginnings that await you. And you can celebrate your way through there, you know, through that time period and everything you've been through to get to that point. So I trust this resonates. Thanks, Amanda, and thank you for your support. Namaste. Okay, so thanks for hanging around, everybody. We've got 2 more people on the list, and the next person is this person, who is Susan Sonsteng. Susan, please take a nice big breath, and let's see what is loudest in your vibration today. So the best healing energy card for you, Susan, is this here. It's this, breaking free. Susan, fantastic. I'm so pleased you're here. Welcome. So your card is breaking free, card 41, and we're broken the pattern of action and neutral, and we're in rise, upliftment, rising energy. Down here it says stretching past your limitations and into new territory. The unknown, breakthrough, move outside the box, keep growing and rise up. So there's a growth feeling here, a rising feeling, and a really stretching away and outside from your limitations and the things that you feel contained by or confined by at this time. So take a nice big breath, Susan, and let's see. Okay, you've got a very sharp energy that's, I want to say, punching or piercing through your heart here at the front. And it's moving in now. It's white, bright white, and it's very sharp. So it looks like an arrowhead or the end of a sword. And it's sharp, it's coming in, and it's punching, piercing here through your heart. And as it pierces through, it's feeling very tender in a very small area here at your heart. So it's pierced through, it's piercing through the barrier, the membrane, the boundary, the restriction. It's pierced through that, the force of it. It's like a comet that's fallen from the sky, but it's sharp. And it's pierced right into your heart, and it's come to sit there for now. But it's in just a small area, so like the size of a smallish coin. Not the smallest coin, but a smallish coin. And it sits here. And as it sits here, this might sound weird, it bleeds itself into you. So it's come from, I feel like it's come from your soul, your higher self. It's come from a higher aspect of you than you are probably aware of, or that you usually connect with. So on a high frequency, a high vibration, your soul, your spirit, your essence, your higher self has sent this comet, this arrow, this piercing energy to pierce through your heart, to break through the barrier, like the sound barrier, and whatever you feel is a barrier right now in your life. And it's now bleeding itself into you. So this white light is now just bleeding into you. And it feels, your heart feels very thirsty for this. So it feels like a re-energizing, a remembering as well, an activation coming from those higher frequencies of you, so those higher aspects of yourself. So just letting it feed and flow and bleed itself into your heart, into the wider zone, we could say, of your heart, from that very small area where it pierced. So letting it bleed through all around your heart. So it's like if your heart was in a dried up dam or a dried up lake or a dried up little patch of water that was dry, and it was all corroded and dry in there. And it's like this energy is just like maybe a comet bringing water, and it throws water down into this dam or this lake to fill it up with water again. And that's what this feels like. You're being filled up with water, you're being filled up with life, with energy, with life force again in the heart, especially after a period of, let's say, drought, or a period of low energy or dryness kind of feeling here in your heart, or just in general within yourself. So this has been filled up now, like a dam being filled up again with water. So it takes all this beautiful, strong, very strong white light energy that it needs. And then it flows out from there like little veins or, streams, carrying all this liquid all around your body. First of all, it comes up and it just fills up or feeds through your shoulders, right at the top of your shoulders where you've been carrying burdens, and down your arms, and feeds down into your fingers and all your fingertips. So bringing life force, bringing energy, bringing life blood back into your arms, your shoulders again, to help you create and make and help and give and receive and do whatever you do with your hands. And now this energy is running down, so it splits into two, left and right side, runs down your torso, left and right side, and feeds all through here, front and back, side to side. Like these veins are distributing all of this energy, all this bright white light all throughout your torso, down into your tailbone, which feels like it needs a concentrated batch or concentrated gift of this energy. So it feels very bulbous, like a light bulb, like one of those old light bulbs, the old light bulbs from back in my day, not the little LED lights, but the light bulb shape. That's how the base chakra feels at your tailbone. So it's like this bulb, and the light in the bulb, like this light that you've been trying to keep on, feels like it's been dimming. So this energy comes in, it's like electricity, and it fills up and it charges up and it feeds up and it refuels this light bulb here at your base chakra. So your base chakra is about your physicality, your survival instincts, your groundedness to your body, your life, and the things you need to survive. Your health, your finances can also be included here. So it feels like that light was dimming and dimming and dimming. But this energy has brought the electricity and really charged up the battery, we could say, of this light globe here at your base chakra. So this feels really nice. And now the energy runs down through your legs, quite thick, like thick veins down your legs to your knees, and then it thins out or disperses down to your heels and across your feet and out your toes. And now the energy comes up in this big whoosh of energy, like a flame, like a fire that's just been ignited, and it whooshes up here from your heart and twists around like a flame, but quite dense, so not thinned out like veins, so more like a flame of white light that ignites up here through your throat, through your head, through your third eye, and up through your crown, where it forms this point of like a point of a flame, like the point of a candle, and that pushes up through your crown. So it feels like a clearing, but also this really big energizing. So this activation, this awakening, this resurging of energy, and refueling you in some ways is what this energy feels like. So as this energy shoots out, moves out through the top of your crown, like a gentle flame that's lifting up, that's white, this piercing, that pierce energy from before that came in and sort of pierced through your heart, that softens now because it's done what it's needed to do. So it just softens, like it turns into water, and just now washes over your body. It drops down over your body on the outside of your skin, like you've just had a bucket of water, but white energy poured all the way over your body from your crown and all the way. There's no spot that's missing here on the outside of your body, and it drips all the way down to your ankles and down to your feet. Now you're standing in this pool, the remnant, the leftover, the extra pool of water, and it feels really shiny now, almost like liquid mirror or liquid glass, but it's mirror-like. So it's like you're standing in this really shiny pool, like melted metal. So it's very shiny that you're standing in, and it's coating the bottom of your feet. It's turned very golden now. So very golden. Gold energy connects with power, with strength, with courage, with confidence. So you're standing now in this pool. It's perfect circle, perfect reflection. So it's very shiny and reflective. And you're standing here now, square on, looking ahead to wherever it is that you're going. Oh, mosquito. Oh, no, missed it. So you're square on now, looking straight ahead, ready to move forward, but also ready to rise up. Because now you're on your path looking ahead, there is this feeling that you can now rise up in the way that you want to, which takes me back to this card and this growth energy, like of the tree, of you pushing and growing and forging your way up. So not only going forward, you're also going up, is the feeling. So I trust that resonates, Susan. That's really very cool. Feels good. Feels very good in your body. So I trust you feel good. Let's see which card wants to add here as we finish up. And the best card is this here. Oh, recenter. Okay, card 18. This is in the depth category. So if you want to go higher, go deeper. I love that. Let go and allow flow. Step into alignment with the flow. Move with your natural rhythm. Avoid swimming upstream against the flow, and stand upright. So there is a flowing feeling here, but also this sense of recentering yourself that will help you move with that flow. This energy here, she's pregnant, she's ready to birth new things or preparing to birth new things in her life as well. So there's something deep that's now wanting to be uncovered, and that depth is going to help you go higher. So as you dig deeper, you can go higher. As the tree embeds its roots down into the ground further, it can grow higher with its branches. So this sort of deeper to go upwards feels to be important moving forward from here. So I trust that resonates for you, Susan, and thank you so much for allowing me to connect with you and for your support again this month. Thank you so much. Namaste. Okay, I'm going to grab a tissue, which is up there, and then we're going to connect with the last person. So I'll be back in a seckie. Okie dokie. Ah, thank you. Yes, excellent. All right, now, the last person here in the pot is KantiDevi. KantiDevi Wedad. Take a nice big breath and let's see which cards you need for today and what's loudest in your vibration. So the best card for you is this here. It's card 61. It's in the depth category as well. And it says, notice the details. Notice the details. Make sure you comprehend and understand what is being communicated. Make sure you have all the information. Ask questions if you need to for whatever this situation is, but make sure you're understanding what's being communicated and what's been expected of you. It says, don't fill in the blanks or read between the lines. Pay attention, think, and read. So notice the details feels to be important here. So let's connect in, Kanti, and see what is loudest in your vibration today. Okay, so we have a bird in your heart. Okay, so it feels like your heart right now feels to be like a bird's cage. And in that bird's cage, we have a bird that frantically wants to be set free. It wants to break free. It wants to fly free. It wants to be out of the cage. It wants to be in its environment where it has space to fly and do aerial acrobatics and do whatever it wants to do in the freedom of the air, of the space, of the environment. It can't do that trapped in this cage. So there's a part of you that feels to me like it's trapped, feeling trapped somehow. Constricted, trapped. Trapped is definitely the strongest word here. It's feeling trapped. It feels like a black bird cage that's sitting in here with a black bird in it, some black bird. I'm not saying it's actually a black bird, but it feels like a black bird. Could be a crow or a raven, but it's a black bird, and it's frantic. It's frantically looking for a way out of this trapped space in the heart. This is bringing up a bit of pain and heavy energy through your heart, which is actually stretching up into your throat, because it feels like the top the top of this cage is sitting here in your throat, and it's tickling and moving energy here in your throat as well. The lower part of the cage is sitting on your solar plexus, so it's also connecting with your power center and feeling of powerlessness. So this trapped feeling probably suppressing your truth to some degree and making you feel powerless, but it sits close to your heart. So it's something close to your heart, maybe something quite personal, maybe something that you are working out how you feel about or what your true feelings are. But this bird, it's like its feathers are all astray. It's stressed out. It feels like it's in panic. And, it'd be like if it was in a box and the air was running out and it was having this panic that there was no air left. That's the sort of the feeling, the urgency that feels like with this energy. So ultimately we're going to have to free out this bird, but it does represent a part of you that feels trapped. We're not quite ready to release this bird yet. So there's something else that we need to talk about, and I'm being drawn down to your feet, which suddenly feel icy, icy cold feet. Okay, so let's just see, what is the connection here? Or what do we need to talk about with your feet? The arrows are pointing to your feet. This is so weird. I'm just going to access the feet. Okay, so arrows are pointing to your feet. So let's just forget about the cage for now and that trapped feeling, and bring your attention to your feet. If you need to, maybe give your feet a little rub and awaken them again. They feel a bit numb, cold, icy, like there's no heat, no life force going down to your feet, like you've been cut off at the ankles. So let's bring life back into your feet again. And as I'm rubbing my feet, I'm imagining rubbing yours, or my foot for now, and my other one in a minute. I feel like there's red energy, like red, smoky, but denser than smoke. This red, fluffy, smoky energy that is starting to build up here at your feet. So it's like it's coming out the sole of your foot and starting to sort of reawaken your feet. So let's just swap to the other foot. Yeah, which is the same thing happening here. So letting your feet sort of awaken to this energy and be reattached in some ways back to your ankles, which sounds a bit weird. So just fixing that severed energy here at your ankles and blending like we're joining your feet back to your body, which is weird, but that's what it feels like. Okay. All right, so they're feeling better. Let's see where we need to go next. Okay, so we're going back to this cage, and it feels like we're ready to clear things. There's energy moving at the very top of your throat, like the very back of your throat, roof of your mouth, but back is very tickly. It feels like there's a roof here, the top of the cage, and we need to somehow lift that up, because that's how this bird can get out, is the feeling. So imagining lifting up the hatch at the top of the cage so that we can let this bird be free. And the bird takes to flight straight away, like a rocket that's just leaving the earth, and it pushes up and out from the cage, out of your body, and out of that space of being trapped. And looking up to the sky now, seeing the bird open its wings and start flying, now feeling free again after a period of feeling trapped. And we need to remove this cage from your heart as well as the feeling. So I want to pull it out from the front, and obviously takes up a fair bit of space. There's a handle here just over your heart. So just pulling with strength, using your strength to break away or break out of the patterning of allowing yourself to feel trapped and small, and trapping a part of yourself away that wants to be free, that wants to be light, it wants to be experiencing the world in a way that you may have been restricting it, is the feeling. So pulling out this bird cage from your chest, and it now looks like a suitcase, and dropping that suitcase, that cage, to the ground where it returns back to love. And now you have this big space where the cage was. So just filling up this area with a really soft bluey green light. Like if this was a hole here, it's just been filled with blue-green light right up to the roof of your mouth and right down to your solar plexus chakra, almost down to your navel. And that whole area inside where the cage was sitting, filled up with green light, this greeny blue turquoise light. Okay, and that's feeling better, much lighter and calmer through here. Okay, so let's see which card wants to be added. So let's see what we need to add here to finish this off for you, Kanti. And the best card is... Whoops. Okay, excuse me. Okay. Let's do that again. Okay, the best card for you, Kanti, to tie this up is this card here. Rebirth. Card 18 in the Rise category. And it says, let go of old wounds that hold you back. Shed that old skin and release. To release is to rebirth. Strip back the expired, throat healing, and truth. So this is about shedding your old skin, especially the parts of you that have been feeling constricted, or you've been feeling trapped by your own limiting thoughts, your own fear, your own limitations, your own insecurities, your own issues, attitudes, behaviours that may have been restricting you or having you feeling trapped in an area of your life. So this feels like a stripping back of your skin, like a snake as it sheds its skin, and allowing parts of yourself that feel trapped and held back to be stripped away as well. So there is this deep feeling of release and relief and rebirth as you do this. So release, relief, and rebirth. So thank you, Kanti. I trust this resonates. Rebirth. I love that word. Thank you so much, Kanti, and thank you for your support. Namaste. So thank you so much, everybody. I trust you've enjoyed the time we've spent together today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on my list if you were. And if you're inspired to be next month, I look forward to connecting with you again. Or if you want to be a part of it, you can join for 1 month, see how you resonate. You can join for a couple of months. You can join every now and then. You can join every month, whatever works for you. So if it speaks to you, have a look on my Patreon page. But thank you so much for connecting. Have a great rest of your day. Have a happy new year if I don't see you beforehand. And I will be back in tomorrow in about 23 hours from now for our healing list event for tying up the year. I'm sure we're going to be doing lots of releasing and stripping back, ready to step into 2022. So I look forward to connecting with you then here on YouTube. And take care of yourself. Namaste.